Hello. Hi. Hope you're well. Hope you're swell. Hope you're swell. Hope you're doing great. I was Every time I want to film a new video, I have to like delete the old videos to make space. And every time I go into my gallery, I see this picture of this girl I was like seeing a while back. We're in a relationship where we were like going out on dates and stuff. But I remember like the pictures are from like May 1st last year, which is my birthday. And her and like two of her friends had taken me out to dinner, and I still have those pictures, and I'm hesitant to delete them because it's memories. It's like I've got so many pictures of things I've done, memories I've made and stuff that I've just lost because I was careless. I'll just delete them or whatever the case may be. So even though I've moved on from this girl, I'm hesitant to delete the pictures just because, it's a memory. Maybe I should create like a photo album of moments in my past. And then one day when I'm old as shit, I can look at them. I can go back and be like, oh, I remember that time. I remember that person. Yeah, I should do that actually. We weren't good for each other. We're not compatible, but she was really nice to me. Now my heart is getting soft. Now my heart is, yeah, don't go back. Let's not get on that topic before I start entertaining some evil thoughts. I released a poetry book, guys. And I'm really proud of it. And I mean that. 40 poems. I worked hard to write those poems. And I'm very confident in the quality of the work I put out. And I really appreciate anyone who checks it out. The link is in my description. You click that link. The book is $1. You get access to 40 poems. 40 poems. I'm gonna read one of them to you. It's called Ruse. The book is called The Many Shades of Flowers. The Many Shades of Flowers. The Many Shades. 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 The Many Shades of Flowers. The link is in the description if you want to read the other poems as well. But this is called Ruse. Let me read it to you. If you're looking at him like he's not just in the way, before you catch feelings, me and him might catch a fade. If time is really money, that employee is getting paid. Girl, stop playing with that pussy. Can you please just play it straight? Which one is it? Is it me or him? I'm gonna make you choose. If time is really money, I want more as I recoup. A man is just his pride. I'll tie a noose before I'm used. Am I chasing down your love or just falling for a ruse? Why did I delete? There we go. Let me read that last stanza again. You know what? Let me read the whole thing again. You're looking at him like he's not just in the way. Before you catch feelings, me and him might catch a fade. If time is really money, that employee is getting paid. Go stop playing with that pussy. Can you please please just play it straight? Which one is it? Me or him? I'm gonna make you choose. If time is really money, I want more as Hariku. And man is just his pride. I'll tie a noose before I'm used. Am I chasing down your love? Or just falling for a ruse? That is ruse. Is it Riku or recoup? Riku. It sounds like Riku.
Recoup.
Oh, recoup. Recoup. Anyway, let me break down the poem for you. You're looking at him like he's not just in the way. So she comes across some guys that aren't me. Instead of ignoring him, kind of pushing him to the side, she looks at him like he's not just in the way, like he's actually someone of interest. Expressing my discontent with that. Before you catch feelings, me and him might catch a fade. To catch a fade, we might fight. So before you start developing anything serious with him, me and him might have a problem. It's like defending your love, defending your relationship. If time is really money, that employee is getting paid. So you're giving him all your time. So I kind of structured it like a business relationship. It's kind of transactional. He's just an employee. He's not really anyone of importance. So that's why I called him an employee. I was just kind of flipping that. If time is money, that employee is getting paid. Girl, stop playing with that pussy. Can you please just play straight? So that's like a double entendre sort of. Stop playing with that pussy. I'm implying that he's not a real man. So that would make her lesbian in that situation. Can you please just play it straight? So like, you're being a lesbian right now. Be straight, please, with me. But also, stop playing with that pussy. Can you please just play it straight? Stop entertaining this guy and having this situation where you like me, you like him. Can you please just be a straight shooter? Stop zigzagging, stop going back and forth. Can you please just play it straight? So it's kind of like a double entendre. So which one is it? Me or him? I'm gonna make you choose. So same thing with playing it straight. Which one is it? Me or him? I'm gonna make you choose. If time is really money, I want more as I recoup. So I'm bringing that as a callback to the line, the two lines in the first stanza. So if time is really money, that employee is getting paid. Now I'm saying if time is really money, I want more as I recoup. So, that guy is getting your time, but I'm also giving you my time, and I want my time back. So like that's the kind of like the difference between me and him. It's like I'm making an investment, but this is not the same dynamic you have with him, where he's just, like lapping in whatever he gets from you. For me, it's like I want the whole thing. I want my time and attention to be reciprocated. So it's kind of just making a distinction between me. Ways he's more like of an employee. I see myself as more of like a boss, where this is more a partnership sort of situation. You don't get to just run amok and do what you want. A man is just his pride. I'll tie a noose before I'm used. So pride is very important for men as well, but for men in particular. And if your girl is taking you for a ride, she's making you look stupid, she's entertaining other guys when she's with you, all this sort of stuff, obviously that's a bad look. So I say I'll tie a noose before I'm used, so I'm not gonna let it slide. I remember I was in a situation with this girl in 2020, and I really liked her, and she said she liked me, but she had a boyfriend in another city, and she told me about him. She had said, you know, my relationship with him is not working. I'm probably gonna break up with him. So I'd had that reassurance that I shouldn't have been with the girl who's in a relationship. I was stupid. I should have known that okay, she's in a relationship. I can't entertain her. But anyway, she told me that she's planning to break up with him. But as I started developing serious feelings for her, she started telling me like, you know, like I don't know if I'm gonna break up with him, but you don't have to worry about that because he's not here. Like it's just you and me here. Like he's in another city, and you know, let's just focus on you and me for now. I'm like, what? So I left her. I said, this is not gonna work. I just drew a line in the sand and then refused. Am I chasing down your love or just falling for a ruse? So what am I pursuing here? Am I pursuing something real or something fake? So a ruse is like a ploy, it's like a misdirection, it's like you're being led along, led astray. Let me Google the actual definition of ruse so we can just be laser accurate. An action intended to deceive someone or trick. Yeah. So you're being tricked, you're being hoodwinked, you're being hornswoggled, bamboozled. So yeah, I don't want to be swindled. You remember the Tinder swindler? I was swindled by the Tinder swindler. I refuse. So that's the poem. That was a nice breakdown, actually. What did you think about that? Let me know in the comments. So that's ruse. Yeah, like I said, I'm very proud of the work I put out. I'm very proud of these poems, and I appreciate anyone who purchases the book. It's $1. You get 40 poems. There are a lot more where this came from. So leave 5 stars. 5 stars. I'm asking for 5 because I believe it's worth 5. And yeah, I've actually been telling people to review the book. You don't have to review it if you don't want, because with the review you actually have to write something. So that's what I've been saying, like review. Then I didn't realize that reviewing and rating are 2 different things. You don't have to drop a review. You can just rate it. You don't have to write anything. So if you just want to rate it with the stars, give me 5 stars. Once you purchase the book, I'm greatly appreciative of that. Thank you. The link is in the description. The book is called The Many Shades of Flowers. My mom was telling me the other day, me and her go to a different church. At her church, they do this thing where after the service, you can go to this section, the small section of the church, and people pray for you. You can literally just go there and talk to people about whatever is going on in your life, like literally anything, and then they'll talk to you and then pray for you. So it's kind of like, it's not therapy, but it's almost like therapy. You just have someone to talk to and pray for you. So my mom was telling me about this one girl. By the way, I don't go to that church, so I don't know who she's talking about. She didn't give me a name or anything, so I don't know who she's talking about. I don't know the person, and there's no way of me knowing who the person is because I don't go to that church. But she was telling me about this one girl who was telling my mom about how she's struggling with porn and all these sort of things, and she just wanted prayer for that. It made me think about, you know, the issue with porn addiction in our society right now. It's usually addressed as a male issue, but there actually are a lot of girls who are dealing with the same thing. And the reason why it's important to acknowledge the ladies going through this is because when we address it as primarily a male issue, it can make the girls who are experiencing the same issue feel weird about it, like they're in a very, very small minority of women dealing with this. Therefore, there's something particularly wrong with them. But it's actually a lot of, I've seen it, it's a lot of girls dealing with the same thing. I know girls personally who we've had conversations about porn and all that sort of stuff. So I know that girls are dealing with the exact same thing. What percentage? I'm not sure. Compared to boys, I'm not sure what amount of girls are dealing with this issue, but it's a lot, and I think it's underreported because of girls. Also, there's more shame with it, so few of them are likely to come forward and be like, I deal with this issue. So I think it's actually underreported, the amount of women deal with this. But yeah, I was thinking about it, and there's the side of people that think porn is fine, and you can talk about it openly and say I watch porn and I'm having fun, and yes, there's nothing wrong with it. And then there's the side that's like, yeah, this is not good. Just full disclaimer, for full transparency, I'm not proud of it, but from time to time I do indulge. I'm at a point now where it's like once a week, which I'm proud of. I used to be a once a day kind of guy, sometimes twice a day. In my defense, I'm at home all the time. Yeah, I left my job. I was working for my mom. I left my job and I'm at home all the time working on the channel and other things. So when you're at home all the time, temptation is rife. You're more likely to fall into these things. So I used to be an everyday guy, but I've gotten it down to once a week, sometimes twice a week. But I've given myself space between the relapses. So I'm trying to broaden those gaps. And I think it's important when we're talking about this to not shame people, because what I've realized about shame, just purely as a practical matter, it doesn't work. Because there's different approaches people take, right, when it comes to addressing this issue of pornography. It's like some people just want to make you feel as bad as possible and guilt trip you out of it. It doesn't work. It works in the short term, like maybe for a day or two, you're like, oh, piece of shit, I shouldn't be doing this. But then after, what it does is it diminishes your confidence and you feel powerless and you feel like this thing has a hold on you, and you just fall back into it. And you just feel worse and worse and worse, but you never quit, you never stop, because you don't feel empowered. You feel like this thing can't be defeated. That shame approach doesn't work. And scaring people with all these, I don't know, with all these stats and whatnot, which are valid with regards to how porn ruins marriages and can lead to lead to poor performance in the bedroom and stuff like that, erectile dysfunction, so on and so forth. Like, these are true things, but even that, it's not a tactic that's going to work, scaring people into stopping. I mean, it might work for some people, but I find for me it doesn't work, and for a lot of people it doesn't work. So what's been working for me is literally a method of gradually weaning myself off. I first watched pornography when I was like 12, 11. Wait, if I say the word, is YouTube gonna like be weird about it and try and desensitize? I don't know. We'll see. Try and censor my video. We'll see. But I remember I was like 11 or 12, I found one of my dad's DVDs. I was still living with my dad at the time, and I was like scrounging around his stuff. Kids just in your stuff. I was in his closet, just looking around, and I found this DVD with these naked women on it, and their boobs were like showing, and that's the first time I'd seen boobs just exposed like that, and I was just like, I felt a crazy feeling come over me. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what I was feeling, but I just knew that I liked it. And I put the DVD in the laptop, and I saw the images, and yeah, it was a wrap. It was like a rush, dude. Like, your brain releases chemicals, like drugs. Just a rush, and I was hooked. I've been hooked ever since. And now I'm at a point where I'm 24, I'm like, I don't want to enter a marriage with these habits. I don't want to get married and I'm still looking at other women that way. So I'm like, no, I need to stop. So I've been weaning myself off, right? But I realized that you're not gonna, so I'll be like 11, 12, so that's more than a decade of reinforcing this very bad habit. You're not gonna kill it. You're not gonna quit cold turkey, That's naive. It's not gonna happen. So there's no amount of guilt tripping or shaming that can make someone just quit a bad habit like that overnight. It's not realistic. And I realized that just as a purely practical matter, if you actually want to defeat this thing, you're gonna have to show yourself more grace. You're gonna have to go easy on yourself. So what I'm telling myself now is like, okay, I'm gonna have days that I allocate, which sounds crazy, but I'm just being practical. I call it porn day. This is the day where I do the deed, and even though I don't want to, the urge comes when it comes. Oh, bad choice of words. The urge arrives when it arrives, and you have to deal with it. If you just bottle it up and act like, it's not happening, when you do relapse, it's gonna be crazy. So in the past, right, I've tried this thing of just quitting cold turkey, like just stopping. I've gone close to 2 weeks without watching anything or something like that. I think I've gone longer than that in some cases. But when I do relapse, it's like a crazy relapse where it's like twice a day, 3 times a day sometimes. I think my record is 4 times a day. That was a while back though, but that was wild. You never feel good either. You're like, this is a new low. Yeah, like that. Damn, I'm down bad. Yeah, but my record is 4 times in one day. So I realized, okay, this method of trying to quit cold turkey is not working. It's actually making things worse. So now it's like, okay, now I have days. So right now, it's not every 7 days, it's every 5 days at the moment. Every 5 days. I want to get to every 7 days and then eventually increase until I'm basically free. The issue is I'm at home all the time, like I said, so idle hands do the devil's work, because you just have so much access to all the bad things. Like my laptop is there, you can download apps and all this sort of stuff, and there's some accountability structures you can engage in, like you can tell a friend, I don't want to do all that. Some people do it and it works for them, like where they have a friend holding them accountable, and you tell your friend like, oh, I'm about to work phone, please stop me. It's like, I think you can only hold yourself accountable ultimately. You're the only person who can hold yourself accountable ultimately. So for me, I'm just like, I'd rather handle this myself, and it's working because I'm taking the gradual approach. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself, and I'm not shaming myself, so I don't feel like some monstrosity when I relapse, And the reason why I'm sharing this is because I think I've been seeing good results, and I know a lot of, especially young men like myself and maybe younger, are dealing with this issue, and young girls. Right, I'm falling into the same bad habit as everyone else, like ignoring the girls who deal with this. I know for the fact that there are girls that deal with this issue as well. When you take the gradual approach, and by the way, there have to be girls that deal with this issue as well, because even if you just look at the content creators, right, like the amount of girls that are getting into OnlyFans and all this sort of stuff, like, yes, for a lot of them it's just business. Well, no, not just business, but a lot of them, they're doing it for financial reasons. Like, they're just trying to make quick money and take shortcuts. But also, I think there's a part of them that's really into this stuff. And where does that come from? I think sign of where our generation is at. We're perverts. Let's be honest, we're perverts, and our brains have been messed up by a lot of this stuff. So people are into all sorts of stuff that should be private between you and your partner. But now a lot of it's being made public and it's being turned into a commodity. And people are trying to normalize it. I was watching this video of this girl and this guy, and they were talking about their favorite porn categories. And I'm like, and they were just talking about like it's normal. You know, like, porn. It's porn, you know. Who cares? It's like, nah, guys, like this is, it's not healthy. And just like, if you're in a relationship, how can you be looking at other women that way? As a man with a wife, I can't, man. My favorite show, My Wife and Kids, my favorite sitcom, they just normalize this stuff. So the main character, Michael Kyle, sometimes he gets busted looking at a magazine, or there'll be jokes that he's got a magazine stash with Asian women, or whatever the case may be, and it's just normal. Oh, from time to time he indulges in this, and I'm like, you're married, bro. And the wife is fine with it. Kevin Hart had in one of his stand-up specials, he had a joke where his wife watches porn and she looks at like big men, because Kevin Hart is very like short, so that's a joke that everyone is aware of. Oh, Kevin Hart's a short guy. So the joke was that she watches tall men, like that's her preferred category of pornography and stuff like that. And they started watching porn together and figuring out something that they both like. And I'm like, no, please, can we not normalize this? Can we not normalize this industry? And I feel bad for the girls in particular who make the content. Because as a guy, you can make those sort of mistakes and get into, and still somehow get married. You can still turn your life around somehow. Like, it might be, I would say it's easy. There might be some women that are like, I can't be with the man that was a porn star once, and like, once upon a time. But there are some of them who still get accepted regardless, which is, yeah, that's just the way it is. Men, there are a lot of girls who be aware that a guy, for example, has been sleeping around, has a crazy high body count, and they'll still be with him. They actually find that attractive in a lot of cases. The bad boy, the guy that, if you look at all these celebrity playboys that have been with a bunch of women, they just have a reputation for being a player. They still get, like, getting into a relationship is not a problem for them. Like, the women that they get into these relationships with don't care. In fact, they find it attractive. It's not the same with men. Men don't find that attractive at all, which is why men will reject women who have a reputation for being promiscuous. That's not sexism, by the way. People always say, oh, the world society is sexist. It's like, no, the women are in on it. If women just rejected men who are promiscuous, like, no one's forcing you to be with the guy that is known to cheat and sleep around. It's got 100 bodies on him. Probably way more. I know a guy. I was actually very close friends with a guy who, he was telling me, he's easily slept with 200 plus women. In varsity, he was an animal, and when he left varsity, he was an animal, and then he left, and then he found a girl and he got engaged, and he was telling me like, but I've developed this behavioral pattern of looking at women that way, and I don't know how to turn it off anymore. I keep looking at women, and it's gotten to the point where it's not even, like, I'm not even conscious of it sometimes. Like, a woman will just walk past me. I'll be having lunch with my girl, and a woman will walk past me. She's got a big butt, and I'll just look. And sometimes I don't even realize I'm doing it. And you're telling me it's become automatic because he's trained himself for years to do that, to pursue the pussy. So it's not. These are not good things to normalize these patterns of behavior and watching porn and all that sort of stuff. So I'm trying to wean myself off, and it's working. So yeah, I encourage everyone else to do the same. Don't be too hard on yourself. It doesn't work when you admonishing yourself and making yourself feel like a piece of shit. It doesn't work in the long term. Be kind to yourself, show yourself some grace, but understand that you do need to stop. But don't be too hard on yourself, or else, yeah. Shout out to the ladies that are dealing with the same issue. You should also fix up. And we can do it, guys. We can do it. There's no reason to be ashamed about this, by the way, because a lot of people are dealing with the same thing. Some people are just open about it and act like it's normal. People like me understand it's not normal and are actually trying to stop. So I'm cool talking about this because it's a very prevalent issue. So I know I'm not the only one. I know for a fact I'm not the only one. Bro, in school, oh my god, we used to talk about this like it's normal, like it's just... We used to talk about our favorite porn stars in high school. I went to a boys' school, so there's just a bunch of boys. And we just talk about our favorite porn stars. I wrote a poem for a porn star. And posted on Instagram and tagged her. I have a poetry account. And I tagged her, and she saw it and she liked it. And I was like, this is crazy. I don't want to tell you the name of the porn star because then you're going to look it up and watch her videos. I'm not trying to lead people down that path. But yeah, I did write a poem for a porn star and she saw it. So I'm just trying to paint a picture. This was a long time ago, by the way. Long time ago. I think I was in high school. Maybe just after that. But I'm trying to paint a picture of how normal it was to me and to the people I was surrounded by. It's very normal. But you could. So yeah, anyway. Let me know what you think. Drop a camera emoji, like a film camera. Do they have the film camera emojis? Because we're talking about adult movies. Drop a camera in the comments. You know, I like to pray at the end of my videos. Dear Father God, thank you for this individual watching us for now. Thank you for making them whole, unique, and guide them on a path of peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this person with wonderful people in life who love them, take care of them, bring the absolute best out of them, and thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage. Thank you for sustaining that love and marriage. Thank you for blessing this person with a spirit of gratitude, so they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in life and by giving thanks they can find peace, contentment, and attractive all blessings. Let your presence be found at this person's life so they're not your God. Let your love is going to be there for them. Good health, long life, and happiness over this person, everyone that care about you. My name, pray in Jesus' name, I pray. Amen, 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 amen.